dead serious. We got to learn to communicate. Now, you said all that, and then you get to the end, and we really don't understand what your real point is. But this is what I think your point is. Is he still there? Okay. I think Trent is saying that reform is needed. I don't know about you all, but I agree with him in regards to the immigration and how things are rolling. Is that such a bad thing to say, that immigration needs reform? Yes or no? Anybody raise your hand? Okay, so y'all don't feel as though immigration needs reform.
I don't know how to use icons anymore.
I feel like immigration needs
to work for 40. You don't know how to use your emojis.
You have to tap your anus.
But First Lady, for real. Let me just say one last thing, and then I'm gonna be done.
But
Go ahead.
I said I wasn't done, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I was trying to start a conversation about the rally and the possibility that the tide could be turning. We didn't get to have that conversation because Trent jumped in and said, no, it's not, and wanted to go into the stats about the makeup of McAllen. That wasn't fair. He didn't even let a discussion, open up. He shut it down and said, no, it's not. It's not turning. I mean, the tide is not turning. How does he know? And it was just the fact that they had a rally a Democratic rally in the Republican city was my whole point. And he brushed it aside. It didn't even get any airtime because he had to jump in and flip it.
It's a Democratic.
That was my point.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that it's a Democratic city. McAllen and Harlingen, Brownsville, they're Democratic cities, and they always have been. It's not till 2020 that they have flipped, and it's primarily because of immigration.
Okay,
but no, traditionally they have been to Democratic cities, and they really still are. I'm going to give it yes.
Okay, but wait a minute. Hold still. No,
I'm going to agree with Deborah.
Listen, no, you're not dealing with part of the problem here. Part of the problem is now you're trying to explain why you said what you said when that was not the purpose of what she's saying. At the end of the day, even though you're giving the back statistics about it, if in fact they did switch up and they voted for Trump, she's saying that it looks like they're going back to whatever they were. Okay, so now you agreeing with what she's saying.
I was trying to say that, but you keep cutting me off. So what's the point of talking to you?
And that's why I say when you powder puff that way, people don't get a chance to hear what you're saying. That was my whole point in trying to prove that to you. This is the reason right here, because you actually were supporting her, but the way you come about saying it and you articulate it, it doesn't come off that way. Hence why people start going off.
That's fine. I'm in agreement with her. These are democratic cities. They and the people here, now that we have interdiction, that's what I keep saying. Nobody ever expected interdiction south of Encino in the 60 miles in between here and the border, because it's never happened before. And now that they see it, the people are going back against it, because we have our neighbors. I have neighbors. My daughter's friends that are making plans at what happens to the 14 and 17-year-old daughters if dad or mom gets deported, and what they would do. These are realities down here that people are making plans for. I have neighbors that have moved out and gone and moved on their own, right? And so this is a reality that I live in. And it's not something that I kind of think about. It's these people that I know and live with. So it's not something that I have to go ask people how they feel. I understand how they feel about it, because we deal with it on a daily basis as well.
So there's a couple articles specifically about this area out. So I was reading them as Trent was going on his monologues, right? And there's one from AP, there's another one from Texas Review, whatever the hell it is, and there's another one here. And essentially they all say variations of the same thing, right? These are areas in Texas that have voted Democratic for 100 years. Specifically, they only voted for Trump in 2020 because it says, according to these articles, the Democratic Party infrastructure in these states are half empty, and the positions are not even fully occupied in these counties. They feel left behind by the Democrats, and that's why a lot of them voted for Trump. That's pretty much it. Like, that's what all the articles say, according to what I've been reading. So now that we have this covered, we all agree we can move.
Can I just say, I think what I got from what Debbie was saying was that there is a possibility, because the people had said, for some kind of revival or an opportunity for Democrats. And what I was taken away was, because Trump responded, a potential conversation, a broader conversation didn't occur.
100%. Thank you. Because Trent is always waiting to respond, never listening to what's happening. It's always waiting to respond with the opposing.
Why would I listen to people that don't live here?
The one that everyone died except my
Like, you don't live here. So you don't understand the border encounter numbers. You don't understand.
Don't tell me what I don't fucking understand. There you go again.
I mean, like,
There you go again. There you go again. There you go. There you go. There you go again. Which is why we can't have conversations.
No, we can have conversations.
You don't listen. You're always waiting to respond. You're just waiting to respond. Never listening to the other side. You don't hear what anyone says. You take out the part of what they say that you want to then oppose. Instead of listening to everything that they say before you open your big mouth.
Are you done?
Because you have to be right. You'll know when I'm done when I go off mic. You have to always be right. You have to be opposing everything that someone else says, even when you agree with it. You oppose it. And just a couple hours ago, I believe we had the same score. So you're not even the only fucking independent minded thinking person in the room. You're not in the room by yourself. But you know what I can do? I can listen to other people. And I don't always have to be the opposing side, the opposing voice. It doesn't make the room echo chamber. I can see more than one point of view. Just like you can. Just like every other person in the room can. And it's not fair when you get to say, nobody understands. You don't live in Rockwall, but you think you know every fucking thing about it because you got a friend here and there in Rockwall. So you think that you're the expert on Rockwall. And if you're not the expert, you know the expert who keeps you informed. So for you to come off mic and tell me I don't know anything about McAllen, you don't know what the fuck I know. What do I need to know? That I can't have an opinion. There was a rally in McAllen. And whether you think it was blue or not, they voted for Trump. So it wasn't blue this go round. So the point was, what did they say, or what did he say that they believed that made them vote for him instead of the blue candidate if it's so blue? Why you're not willing to have that conversation and you have to turn defensive and tell us why it's red and not blue, I don't even know. But that's what you felt like you needed to do. And so First Lady took the time to try to explain what was happening. I'm sure you heard her, but you didn't listen. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says. You're still going to push back. You never try to change your tone. And if in your job, you are to be neutral, and that's where you get it from, you must not be doing a good job. Because you don't even know how to be neutral. You flip-flop. So maybe you need to assess your skills on your job and learn how to be neutral.
Cool, is you cool?
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so I just dropped in the chat from 2022.
Yeah.
We talking with Beto O'Rourke here in
The
McAllen.
fuck moving, but
And this is what's up, Marshall? So this is this has been a Democratic group with a stronghold. I know multiple
Lonzo was an anti-Semitic, Jew-hating, rat-faced, pubic hair-wearing, beard-wearing, ugly motherfucker who's low IQ and stupid is a waste of time and a waste of space.
we voted
I was
for
at his
Democratic
house
Party.
last
We voted for the Democratic Party. The Civil War, 1867 to be precise. We just given we elected a Republican representative to Congress, and then in 1869, the representative was chunked out. We've been represented by Democrats ever since until this election.
Yeah, so
nobody believes me unless a white man says exactly what I said 20 minutes.
They're weird on the listen, white folks, and here's why I say you should listen to me. I live a half mile from one of the busiest border crossings in the United States. It is one of the it's one of the largest ports. I talk to the heads of the Border Patrol.
I'm listening to Patty's room.
How come you kept leaving
Breaking
this room?
news.
Didn't stay more than 2 minutes.
Because you guys are boring. It's the same fucking conversation listening to you guys every single time.
I want to try to play that clip if I can find it. Go ahead, continue.
Your best friend
Yeah,
lives
Hey,
here.
brother.
My best friend?
This is why
That's not my best friend.
and Marshall, we actually live here.
Yeah, I know, because I met him in San Diego while I was with my sister's then boyfriend.
Who lives close to a border.
No,
Not the only one who lives around immigrants.
and brother, if you'll let me finish,
Mike,
if you'll let me finish.
you've been
I
doing
have
this for
learned.
the last 2
Yeah,
years.
anyway,
And he's an expert on black neighborhoods too.
Black.